Hi guys, so welcome to my channel on data science with Python, and you are here with Pablo. Today we are going to be talking about the while loop, the intuition behind the while loop, and we're going to write some code for beginners to understand what the Python while loop is about. Now the first thing I will do is to talk about the intuition. Now if you want to understand looping, I would suggest you check out the Python playlist. You're going to find a simple loop there, and then you can understand what at the very beginning of a simple loop. But here we're going to be talking about the while loop, and the while loop is a follow-up of the for loop. So check out the for loop video. Now the while loop is it continuously executes. So have a continuously executes. This is a loop, right? That continuously executes a block of code. Now it does that as long as a given condition is true. So here, as long as a given condition is true. So that's what happened. Now it's typical. It's like you're reading a book and you're enjoying the book, so you keep reading it. As soon as the book becomes boring, you stop. So the condition that the book remains interested in, once it's true, you keep on doing that. Once the condition becomes false, you stop. So here are a few pointers for you to check out. So here I see pointers. Here are a few pointers. Pardon the typos. Here are a few pointers. One, at the start of the while loop, which is an iteration, right? So at the start of a while loop, yes, we have to check if the condition is true. So there is a check if a condition is true. So that's important. There's a check if a condition is true. That's one. Now a second pointer is if the condition is true, the loop's code runs. So the code block in the loop continues if the condition is true. Again, let's pay attention to the conditions. Yes, it runs, yes, if, and it continues if, and it keeps checking that. The code block of the loop continues if the condition remains true. Right, and we're going to write code soon. And finally, yes, it stops, right? There is a termination. There's a termination when the condition is false, or when it becomes false, then it terminates. So we're going to write a simple while loop right now. So here we're going to call this simple while loop. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to assume that we are saving money, right? So here we're going to assume, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say here is bank. We're going to create a variable called this bank underscore savings, right? And inside of it we're going to have 0, nothing inside. Then we're going to look at savings underscore week, and we're going to say 0 over here. Right, now we have this too. Now let's just I've executed this. So the next thing we want to do is to start with a while loop. So the while loop starts so let me, yeah, it's a simple while loop. It starts with the while keyword. Now, while bank savings is less than 50. So we'll put a full colon here, because with a colon here, that means we are going to have an indentation. Yes, so you see, after this colon here, there's going to be an indentation. This is the code block we're talking about here, right over here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say savings week, and then we're going to use the augmentation operator, so which is we're going to augment plus equals to 1. Again, when bank savings, so you see we're now creating all the conditions, and this while loop is going to run as long as these conditions are true, right? As long as once they remain true, that's cool. So here we're going to put this again, and we say 10. Here the assumption is we assume you save 10. Let's assume this is Naira. You save 10 Naira each week. Naira is the Nigerian currency. Yes. Right. So we print, and then of course I'm going to use the string formatter so that we have we put readability to what we're doing. So we're going to say week, and then we're going to talk about the week here because we want to reference this guy over here, which is savings week. Then we're going to say here we're going to have our savings, right, and it's going to be right here. So we're going to put Naira reference our bank savings, right, and then we close this. So here, simple stuff. The while loop is here. So we have bank savings. So while bank saving is less than 50, so that's the condition. So again, here is where we have the condition, and if it's true, so we all start off by saying savings the first week, and the savings is 10. So we just keep going. So it's just going to run. So you see in the first week, 1, savings is equals to 10. Now it continues because remember the condition here remains less than 50 in our bank savings. So you see this is what we represent as our bank savings, 10. Now we add the next week because this condition continues, right? And it's 20. Then again, it goes back again, right? Because it comes over here and it adds to our savings. So you see that's why we have 10. We started with the first week, added 10. Second week, because it's still less than 50, we added another 10, it's 20. Then again, it comes back again, checks. Our bank savings is still less than 50. And then we run it again for another week. And again, we add 10, which is 30, goes back again, checks. Wow, so you see it's a loop, right? It's still less than 50. Again, for the fourth week, we add another 10, makes it a 40, goes back again, it's still less than 50, comes back for this week, and we add another 10, and now it's 50, comes back, and the condition is no longer true and is false. And once it is false, it terminates, and that's what we have over here. So a simple while loop. Now the while loop has it has use cases. Keep an eye on the use case playlist. You're going to see some use case pop up there. Right. Take your time, check out the while loop. Continuously executes a block of code as long as the given condition is true. You check out the pointers, watch this video again, like, subscribe, and share. Friends and family, anyone wanting to learn Python for data science, this is an ideal tutorial.